finger flick. You're allowed to show up. This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills. With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. From the Alibi Roadhouse in London, Ontario, how are we doing? This is a live show, and they actually scored a goal while we were here. For the first time in 3 attempts. And did they win? No! Well, I don't like that as much. That sucks. Leafs lose 7-4 at the hands of the Colorado Avalanche. And in that loss, what we actually lose is what could have been the greatest LFR of all time. Because, here, I need you guys just for a moment to pretend that the Leafs won, and I'm going to set you up, because this is what I was going to do, and it was going to be so good. Hey, guys, the Leafs won! Win! 4-3 over the Colorado Avalanche. And this game was the game that the London Knights built. Anthony Stolarz, champion with the London Knights. Beast in net. Mitch Marner, 2 goals. Beast with the London Knights. John Tavares, 2 goals. He wasn't here very long, but he was still very good. That was the LFR. That's how I was going to start things. There's a Polish guy here who told me that that Stolarz means carpenter in Polish. And I was going to talk about how the trade deadline is done now, and that how fitting that you build your team from the net out with a carpet. It's very good. You do it then. I thought it was very good. But that's not what we got. That's not what, that one wasn't meant to get a laugh, but it did. That wasn't what we got. What we ended up getting, 2 beautiful goals from Mitch Marner, 2 beautiful goals from John Tavares, a heroic performance from Anthony Stolarz for a while there. I looked up, the shots were, I think, 22-8. Then it was 30-13. What did it end at, Robert? What did it? A lot to a little. Which is not how you win hockey games. Valery Nichushkin was the choo-choo train in this one. He was unbelievable. Nathan McKinnon, former teammate of Mitch Marner, and God, the former part hurts. Because wasn't it fun to cheer for him? And Taves. And Makar. They had a few. They have several very good. Oh, and Crosby. The trade deadline's over. So here's what I was left feeling after that game, where the Leafs had the lead in the third period and they don't come up with the win. They were grossly outshot. They had the lead, but they don't hold on for the win. Here's how I felt. Brad's job's over. Brad held up his end of the bargain. Brad went out. Did you want a third line center? Yes. He got one. Okay. Did you want a right-handed defenseman? Yes. He got one. Okay. What else did you want? Can we get a move for the beef? Brad, after taking a lot of crap this week, upheld his end of the bargain. He got your third-line center in Scott Lawton. He got your beefy right-handed defenseman and beef in Brandon Carlo. And the team still got outshot to oblivion like they have been lately. 34-21. Thank you, associate producer, that person. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. And they died throughout the game. I don't want to hear about how long the road trip has been. I don't want to hear about the amount of games they've played because every team has to play 82 games, and that is so many games! You guys are so good. Here's what we're going to be up against. I know that I have somewhat of a reputation, not just for screaming, although you can hear that in the hoarseness of my woo for screaming. I have somewhat of a reputation for having a prickly view of Mitch Marner at times. And I'm here to tell you, this isn't the time. He took a penalty. Okay, shouldn't have taken a penalty. Maybe the Leafs shouldn't have gotten completely caved in by the Colorado Avalanche for the majority of that game. And you would have the right to complain more about Mitch if he didn't have half of the team's goals tonight. Two of them. Two is half of four. I learned that in school. All right? Don't applaud. That's the saddest thing that's ever happened to me. Education. There's a school here. They're very vocal about, there's a school here. Mitch, supposedly, because the media reported it, I'm supposed to believe it. The media reported it, I'm supposed to believe it. Refused to waive his no trade clause, his no move clause. Here's the effect that has on the next 20 or so games. Here's the effect that has on the next month and a half. Absolutely nothing. We are not there yet. That is a conversation for tomorrow. And it is a conversation that I intend on having very loudly with Adam and Jesse. But that's not today. Brandon Carlo hated his guts. Hated them a big old bunch on account of he was on the Boston Bruins. He's not there anymore. He's on the Leafs. Scott Laughton hated his guts. Not nearly as much as Garnet Hathaway, who, by the way, spit on a guy. I always have to bring up that he spat on a guy.
Was he suspended?
He was suspended for spitting on a guy. Yes. No, he's on the Flyers, not the Bruins. So, hate that. Brad upheld his end of the bargain. Yesterday, everyone was very happy about what the team's management did. I'm not going to get distracted about Marner and where he's going to end up next season. They have a cup to win this season. They have things to prove to us this season. You notice how no one made a noise when I said cup? They have a first round to win, and then we'll friggin' take it from there. That's what they have to do. Mitch is on the Leafs. We love him as long as he's on the Leafs. Carlo, all is forgiven. Laughton, you know what? Don't worry about it. I never even seen you in a Flyers uniform. The Leafs, for the rest of the season, need to lock in. Management was all over them and had their back. They got the third-line center they needed. They got the beef that they needed. Moo. They got the moo. It's time for this team to play like a contender because they went up against one tonight and they lost. Did anyone care that the Leafs were on this crazy streak? I don't even remember how many games it was, of games where they won in a row with a lead in the third period. 27 0-0. 0-1 now. I do not even sort of kind of a little bit care. Every couple days, a new Leaf breaks some sort of new Leaf regular season record. We did not go out and get rid of a first-round pick, another first-round pick, and our precious baby boy, Fraser Minton, so that they could hold on. I know. And Connor Timmins and Connor Dewar. They did not let go of those guys so that they could. I will also take the fifth-round pick. I can't believe the Leafs are the one that got it. Anyway. They did not do all those things so that they could have some regular season streak nobody cares about. We want the Leafs to win the thing that no one here can wrap their head around. Do you understand? Questions. Justin, I understand we had a couple from the chat that was not meant to be on account of the internet.
Alex Game 7 asks,
Alex,
scale 1 to 10,
How much of a freight train is Valerie Nichushkin?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a freight train is Valerie Nichushkin? The choo-choo train has been incredible for the Colorado Avalanche when he's in the lineup. And here's the unfortunate thing for the Leafs. He was in the lineup tonight. I've been cheering for this guy for a long time. He played in the KHL's Eastern Conference, and I know that's not going to mean a lot to a lot of you. That sucks. He played for Tractor Chelyabinsk, which is a team with an angry polar bear eating a stick as their logo. And a few years ago, an asteroid literally hit in the region, and it shattered the windows in the arena. But it's always the money-having teams that are going to the final and wrecking shop. This kid, when he was still a teenager, drugged that team all the way to the final against the Titans of the KHL, and he's a Stanley Cup champion, go figure, and he might just do it again. To answer your question, 8.5.
How many times did you scream Drew during this game?
How many times did I scream Drew in the middle of the stream? None. I was keeping quiet the whole stream because the Leafs had the lead, and as a Leafs fan, I was like, well, they might not for a while. And Drew is the kind of person to hold it against you and hold it over your head forever. So I did minimal crap talking, and I'm pretty happy with that bet. I think that was a smart thing to do. Do we have questions from within the room? Don't be shy. What?
There we go. Right over here.
There we go. Here, get over here. Get over here. We have John Tavares.
So question, is this the time of the year where we consider putting 3 forwards on 3 different lines between Matthews, Mitch, and Willie?
So I really like that question. We talked about it earlier, and I'm trying desperately to remember my answer. But Domi was with Matthews last season heading into the playoffs with Tyler Bertuzzi. This year's version of Matthew Nyes I see is better than Bert. End of season, Bert last year was pretty good. Nyes is, I don't know, like what kind of meat does he remind you of? I was going to say spicy salami, but so you could do that. Second line, man, the trade deadline passed. They did everything I wanted them to, and Pontus Holmberg's still on the second line. Maybe you throw Robertson up there. I don't think you do split all 3 of them up. The reason you split all 3 of them up is because I think you had Holmberg as your third line center at times. They don't need that anymore. You got Scott Laughton. I like Domi on the wing tonight, and I still love Robertson. They got to get Yarncroke in the lineup. I'm just not totally sure how you do it. Yeah. Well, let's take 2 more.
Do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs are missing a defenseman like Makar or Quinn Hughes to get over that hump if they don't get through round run this year?
Well, that's a very good question. Do I think the Leafs are missing like an MVP caliber defenseman? Listen, thank you for giving me this opportunity because I hate to do this. I really hate to do this.
Producer Drew, I hope you're watching.
McCabe and Tanev, we know is going to be a thing, and it's going to be good.
It's great. No, they're great.
Carlo, good.
Yes.
Morgan,
And
I'm going to need you to pick up your socks. I'm sorry, you're the highest paid defenseman on this team. We need more, and we need better from him than we saw in this game.
yeah.
He needs to do better.
He cost a goal.
He cost it at least one.
A major one.
Yeah. So if his name was Mitch Marner, he'd be getting cooked right now, but everyone's mad at him because of that story. There's a lot of, please beat Utah, for the love of God. We need it. We need it. And then heaven help you if you don't beat Utah, because after that, they host the Florida Panthers. For the first time out of 3 before the end of the season. Oof, Maron. Last one.
Are you in?
I am in.
I know you're from Oshawa, but
I'm from Scarborough. I lived in Oshawa for 9 years.
So my apologies, bad start. If Oshawa doesn't make it far in the playoffs, will you cheer for the London Knights and Easton Cowan?
Go, Spitz, go.
Go, Knights, go! Go, Knights, go!
Oh, God.
Go, Knights, go! Go, Knights, go! Go, Knights,
Hey, have you ever been surrounded by a bunch of screaming people who had a very obvious answer in mind? I think go Knights go. What do you say? Listen, the Leafs need to do better, and they will do better, because they ruined my London Knights narrative, and I'm very upset about it. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to head on down to the Alibi Roadhouse in London, Ontario. And they have great wings, and they have burgers that are made of... Oh, Molson.
Thank you, Molson.
You got to give me... Thank you to Molson. Give me better instructions. Drew!